All right, so I thought I needed to give an update on my Elite Strap battery issues because they're still happening, and Meta has really disappointed me in their lack of response, I should say. So my Elite Strap with battery is still not working. I did get the version 59 update, and I was hoping that somehow would magically fix it, and it still doesn't work. When I plug the Elite Strap battery into my headset, it pops up for a second, and it says that it's connected. It says the Elite Strap battery's at 100%, my headset's at whatever it's at, and then it disappears. No, to be clear, it is not continually charging my headset. It does not charge my headset. It doesn't matter that it's not displayed anymore. It is not working. Meta responded to me in an email that I showed in the last video where I talked about this, that they know there's a problem and they're working on it. Well, after that they finished up the conversation, I said, okay, I followed all the steps. It's still not working. What do I do? They didn't respond, and then I got an email that said, hey, are you still there? Basically, like, I had never responded, and they were like, we're going to close this ticket if you don't respond. So I responded again, and I said, well, this is still not working. Can I please return it or whatever? And then there was like one more response from them, and I said, listen, I tried everything. It's not working. I just want to return it. And then I emailed them several more times, and they don't respond. So I actually did a chargeback on my credit card to Meta because the thing doesn't work. Just let me return it. I don't want it anymore. Like, I love the comfort and I loved the battery life of it for the few days that it did work, but it doesn't work anymore. This software update didn't fix it where I was hoping it would. So I did order the Bobo VR, the new head strap, the 3. All that came so far as the battery though, so I can't test that out yet, but I'm gonna test that out. I've heard the controversies of that too. This is the 2 point whatever, what was on the box? Where was it? Whatever. This is the lower amperage one that people were not having trouble with. But anyway, I'll be testing that. And my Elite Strap battery still doesn't work. There's nothing I can do. I've followed all the Meta steps. So that is super annoying and super frustrating. Part of me wants to like buy it from Amazon and then return this one and say it's not working, but that's kind of crappy. And I want Meta to deal with it, like honestly. So I'll know within 2 months if they like challenge my chargeback on the credit card. And my credit card company just told me like, just keep those emails. And if they kind of challenge us and ask for proof, you'll send us those emails and we'll defend you. And like, so I'm like fighting with them now. I hope they don't cancel my entire Quest account. That I kind of didn't want to do the chargeback because I was scared they were gonna like ban my whole account or something. I don't think so, but we'll see. Like Meta, if anyone from there is watching, I just want to return it. That's it. Just let me return it. So I did try the version 59 update, and if you're enjoying these, please hit like and get subscribed to help me get to 1,000 subs. I'd really appreciate that. So I wanted to talk about some of the updates from this because I did try it out, and there were a couple of things that I noticed on the headset that have improved. I do want to start with the battery life thing because that's kind of the biggest problem, right, with the headset is the battery life is not very good. So they gave us the extended battery life feature, which changes, some of the background settings. I can put it up on screen, whatever it is. But it makes it look a little crappier and it dims the headset and does all this stuff that I don't like. Like I like my headset really bright. What I found from comments from you guys and around the internet is that if you turn off the 120 hertz setting, because of course I immediately turned that on because I was like, I want all the hertz, it makes it look better and everything. My battery life improved dramatically by turning off the 120 hertz setting. Even, again, I'm just using the stock battery as of now. That was really helpful. So I would turn that off, and I didn't notice much of a difference in the quality of, the motion. I didn't notice the lower frame rate, so to speak. So if you're having trouble, definitely do that. All right, so suggested boundaries. I didn't really notice much of a difference from before, so I'm not sure if this is carryover from older release notes. But the suggested boundaries for me, when I'm doing a bigger play space, it's super annoying because the boundary basically follows you. So if I'm trying to make a boundary on a really big play space out in my basement, it finds the edges really well, but then as I move away from where I started, it'll like bring it in, and then where I started is no longer part of the boundary, and it's like, no, I want all this space. So I have to continually do it manually. I will say something I noticed improved though is when I was making those bigger boundary spaces, I noticed that sometimes as I was going around the perimeter, around the edge, it would just disappear, like the whole thing. So I couldn't see where I was scanning, and I just have to keep moving my controller up or something. That seems to be fixed. So thankfully that is much better and it's working really well. I also noticed the scanning. I mean, maybe it's just me, but it seemed way faster scanning the walls and everything. So if you're using the Meta Quest, you notice if you look at a brand new big area, it'll like scan most of it and then kind of like take a second to continue scanning. Well, this seemed to be able to get a much bigger area before it would then kind of start chugging a little bit, and then it would, it scans everything, but then you got to kind of slowly move to the new area and then it'll catch up again. So that did seem improved. All right, and then assisted space setup. I searched the settings for this. I searched everything. I remade my whole room, which I've done like 10 times and it's super annoying. I don't want to do that anymore, but I wanted to try this. And it's supposed to like automatically pick up your couches or whatever, and I don't know, it didn't work. So I couldn't find anything about this anywhere in the settings. So let me know down in the comments if you've used this and how I can use it. But I had to manually enter my tables and couches and all that, which, you know, is fine. It works fine for me, I don't mind, but I wanted to try that because I thought it would be good. I tried it just on the headset and I tried it in the zombie game, whatever that thing is called, and I don't know, that option did not come at all. Hand tracking improvements. Now I mentioned this in my review where the hand tracking was very bad for me. Hand tracking is way better. Now this note is specifically saying the way your hands are kind of like displayed and used, but for me, the tracking, for whatever reason, was way better. So I showed my last video where the menu, you put your hand like this, and the menu will pop up and you kind of do this to make it work. I like couldn't get it to work at all. And that was my experience for the most part. Like it was just so finicky. Well now, even though they didn't specifically mention this, it worked so much better for me. Everything about like scrolling pages, there was still a little kind of blip here and there, but even, you know, that technology messes up sometimes. But for the most part, it was working so well. I could scroll pages. I was reading like these notes and everything. So that was working great for me, the hand tracking. And then the way it like, I was looking at the browsers and I would put my hand up and my hand would be behind the browser, like my physical hand, but then my virtual hand was still visible. I don't know how to explain it exactly, but you're looking at it right now and it felt cool. It was very good and very comfortable and everything. So I think they did really well with this. And then our avatars have legs now. Whoa, who cares? I mean, I don't know why they wouldn't have put the legs initially. It's fine, like whatever. I don't think this matters at all. But the weird part about it is, yes, they added them, but they don't do anything naturally. So if I sit or squat or do anything like that, the legs don't move. And you know, it can't detect the jumping and everything, which I don't know. I feel like jumping it should be able to detect, and sitting and squatting it should at least kind of be able to figure out. But as of now, it can't, and the legs look weird. So just keep that in mind. Now, when you're walking, they look okay. But this is planned for the future. Meta is going to update the headset at some point. So those down-facing cameras are going to track your legs, and it's going to use AI and all the magic stuff to give you a good digital representation of your legs that should work really well. So I am overall really enjoying the headset. I'm going to make some more videos about some games I've been playing because there are a few fun ones. I hope you enjoyed this one, and you'll see me in the next video.